Alright, let's dive into this story because it's one of those narratives that just grabs you and doesn't let go. Imagine being banned from the sport you love, not just because of skill or opportunity, but because of who you are, a woman in a country where that identity is systematically suppressed. That's the reality for the Afghan Women United football team. But here's the twist, they are not letting that stop them. In fact, they've reunited 8,000 miles away from home, in New Zealand, to train and play again. And personally, I think this is more than just a sports story, it's a testament to resilience, defiance, and the power of unity. What makes this really interesting is the context. These women were part of Afghanistan's national team, formed in 2007, which was essentially dismantled when the Taliban regained control in 2021. The restrictions imposed on women, banning them from education, professions, and sports, meant their football dreams were shattered. But here's where it gets fascinating, they didn't just disappear. Instead, they became a refugee team, Afghan Women United, and fought for recognition. FIFA's ruling in April 2023 allowed them to represent their country officially, even in exile. From my perspective, this isn't just a bureaucratic decision, it's a symbolic victory for women's rights and human dignity. One thing that immediately stands out is the personal sacrifices these players have made. Take Manozh Noori, for example. She grew up playing football in the streets of Kabul, hiding her identity to avoid backlash from her family. Her story is heart-wrenching, she buried her medals and trophies before fleeing Afghanistan, hoping to one day return for them. What many people don't realize is that for these women, football isn't just a game, it's a lifeline. It's how Noori brought her mother and sister to safety in Australia. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a story of survival, not just through physical means, but through the spirit of sport. Another detail I find fascinating is the emotional weight of their journey. When they gathered in New Zealand, many of them hadn't played together in years due to the challenges of being asylum seekers scattered across the globe. The scene in the changing room, singing the national anthem, some fighting back tears, is a powerful reminder of what they've lost and what they are fighting for. This raises a deeper question, what does it mean to represent a country when that country has rejected you? In my opinion, they are not just playing for Afghanistan, they are playing for every woman who's been silenced, every dream that's been crushed. Now, let's talk about the matches themselves. They lost both games against the Cook Islands, but honestly, the score doesn't matter. What this really suggests is that their victory wasn't on the scoreboard, it was in their presence on the pitch. Najma Arefi, a defender who now lives in the UK, said it best, "Millions of girls don't have the chance to study or follow their dreams. I feel I have to make the most of every opportunity." That's the kind of perspective that shifts your entire outlook. These women aren't just athletes, they are ambassadors of hope. What's also striking is the contrast between their freedom now and the restrictions they left behind. Arefi talks about studying criminal justice and making decisions independently, opportunities she never had in Afghanistan. But she also feels the weight of guilt, knowing millions of girls back home are still denied these basic rights. This duality is what makes their story so compelling. It's not just about personal triumph, it's about the collective struggle of women everywhere. Finally, let's not forget the broader implications. FIFA's recognition of Afghan Women United without Taliban approval is a historic moment. It's a statement that international bodies can and should stand up for human rights, even when local governments fail to do so. But it also raises questions, what's next? Will this inspire more teams in similar situations? Personally, I think this is just the beginning. These women have shown that even in exile, even against all odds, they can reclaim their identity and their voice. So, as we wrap up, here's my closing thought, this story isn't just about football. It's about the indomitable human spirit, about finding light in the darkest of places, and about the power of unity to challenge oppression. These women aren't just players, they are pioneers. And their journey is a reminder that sometimes, the most important victories happen off the field. What do you think? Does their story resonate with you? Let me know in the comments below.